What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training. Today we're going to be breaking down 3 tips for wide receivers to become a route running specialist. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be talking about is how wide receivers can understand leverage and attack leverage. The second thing will be how wide receivers can utilize range. And then the third thing we're going to be discussing is how wide receivers can improve their acceleration out of their breaks. So I hope this video helps you guys out. But also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you're maybe not sure what you need to do on a day-to-day basis to improve these skills that we love to talk about on this channel, check out that very first link in the description below for our ultimate 8-week wide receiver workout plan. So what it is, it's an 8-week daily schedule with all the specific gym workouts and on-field drills that wide receivers need to do. There's over 500 plus wide receiver drills, wide receiver gym exercises broken down into sets and repetitions and daily workout splits for you guys to do. We include picture examples of each gym exercise and over 2 hours of content explaining all the on-field drills and full speed examples. So check out that very first link in the description if you're interested in our 8-week schedule. Let's get started. So first things first is we have to understand leverage to be a great route runner, right? Especially in college, especially in the NFL, those guys have a great understanding of leverage, and that's what we're going to focus on with this first clip. So this is Garrett Wilson here. So anytime that you guys have an inside shade DB, what should we be thinking, right? And this is how you guys can pick a press release. This is how you guys can structure your press releases off the line. When I have an inside shade DB, I know that he's inside shade for a reason, right? So he's inside shade because he wants to protect the inside. He is not going to give up a slant. He's not going to give up a drag. He will do whatever he can to force you. If you do try to force the inside release, he's going to get hands on you and just reroute you completely off this thing. So we have to understand that as a wide receiver that we probably won't be getting this inside release very freely. So when I have a route like a goal line fade route or maybe like a comeback route, an out route, whatever it is, you got to understand that, okay, I want to keep him honest to the inside, and that's how you guys can structure your release, right? So you see what Garrett Wilson does here is he attacks his leverage. And you see this DB, especially on the goal line, he ain't going to give up anything for free over the middle. So he does a great job of attacking him and then throwing that move to the inside, stepping outside of his frame, hips and shoulders are selling. That's what's going to get this DB to jump every single time, right? When we actually sell, when we actually throw my upper body, but it's all about attacking his leverage so we have some space out here. A lot of receivers, what they'll do is when they're up against an inside shade DB, they'll just take off and run to the outside. Guess what he's going to do? That's exactly what the DB wants me to do. So he's going to get right into my hip, force me to the sideline, and then I'm not going to have anything on this. So we got to make sure as a wide receiver that I keep him honest whenever I see inside shade coverage. Then when you have outside shade coverage and you have like an inside breaking route, same principle applies. Let's attack him. Like, let's say I got to run a post and maybe he's outside shade, outside leverage. He's trying to force me inside because I have safety help. Okay, I'm going to go attack him. I'm going to go attack his leverage, move him off the platform, and threaten him where he doesn't want me to go. It all depends on the route you run, but that's how you guys can structure those releases based on leverage, and that's why understanding leverage is so important for wide receivers to become an elite route runner. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job attacking the leverage, throw it to the inside, and you see how much space that opens up for him so he could go win that race to the back pylon. That is ultimately the goal when you're facing leverage. So now we're going to be talking about what is range, right? So if you have followed my page or you follow this channel, you understand that I talk a lot about range, especially when you're a smaller wide receiver. Now, I'm not saying Palmer's a small wide receiver because he's not, right? But this is the perfect example of how to utilize range to force a DB to make a decision when you're off the line, right? So a lot of people, they know all the press releases, they know all the moves, they know to do a slide, they know all the moves, but they don't understand like how to set up a DB, right? How to make a DB make a decision. How can I make this guy either commit to a fade or sit to the inside and be disciplined? And how you do that is through the use of range, okay? So range is when you see how Palmer, when he does this kind of like skip release, he's attacking him on this like 45-degree angle. That's the range that forces the DB to make a decision. So he's running like an under route, right? But let's say this could be the same for a slant route. This could be the same for a fade route, but we were trying to force that DB to pick because if it's man coverage, right? We just got done talking about leverage. If you were to be inside shade and we were to utilize this range to the outside and shuffle, he's got 1 of 2 decisions to make. Same thing if he's head up, by the way. I wouldn't do this if he was outside shade, head up or inside shade, and I go with this little skip release. We're forcing him to make a decision. He could either sit and keep, like just sit to the inside, stay head up and try to stay disciplined, or he could play the fade and shuffle with me. And that's why it's important to attack on that 45-degree angle, because if I could get him to play that fade, guess what he does? He moves off that platform. And then now, maybe sometimes it doesn't work. Maybe sometimes I do this skip and he stays disciplined to the inside right here, and I get covered. Fine. Next time I have to run a fade route or an outside release route like a comeback, I'm going to make it look the exact same. I'm going to do the same shuffle, keep the same range, and force him to, hey, if you want to play to the inside, fine. I'm going to go take the outside release. I'm going to go beat you on a fade. I'm going to go dog you on a comeback, an out route, whatever it is. So we have to understand as a receiver that when you use range, it sets up to other routes. And then when we can get that DB to think, he's trying to make the right decision, he's trying to guess, that's when I can get as much separation as possible. So make sure, fellas, if you guys want want to be that specialist off the line, a great route runner to get separation, understand the concept of range and how to force that DB to make a decision. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job shuffling off, hitting him with that triple step, and then you see that DB fully commits to that fade. Great route there by Palmer. Okay, so now, last thing I want to talk about here is accelerating out of the break. So many wide receivers can get separation, but so many wide receivers struggle to keep separation, right? So let's talk about this. This is a route here from Chris Olave here. So he's coming off. He's running this like kind of peek back out route, I guess you could say, or he's using a peek back move on an out route, maybe a comeback route, kind of a race to the back pylon. But what we have to understand is this point right here, from the break point to there, it is a race to the ball. That's what so many wide receivers don't understand. So many wide receivers will get a DB to this spot where he's biting on a fade, right? Eyes in the backfield, right? This is obviously not very disciplined from this DB, but so many guys will get a DB to this spot where he's thinking, oh shit, I got beat. And then they cruise out of there because they think, oh yeah, I took care of him at the top of the route, and they jog and they expect the ball. The quarterback is expecting you to accelerate out of the route every single time. Whether you're running a slant route, whether you are running this peek back out route, whatever it is, he's expecting you to accelerate and get back to the ball. So my mindset needs to be, okay, I got separation. Let's go keep separation. There are 3 phases to every route. You have the stem, which is selling fade always, right? No matter what the route is. It's 3-step slant to this out route, selling fade. Then you have the break point, which is where I make the explosive break, and then you have the acceleration. The acceleration phase is where all the separation is kept. I get separation at the top of the route, but to be an elite route runner, I have to keep separation and I have to accelerate out, pump my arms, drive my legs, and win the race back to that ball. It's a great route there by Olave. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job attacking the DB, pushing up vertical, and then accelerating out of the break to win the race back to the ball. All right, guys, we want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. We'll get back to you as soon as I can. Always appreciate the feedback. Always appreciate the things you guys have to say. And again, fellas, ultimate 8-week wide receiver workout plan. Everything wide receivers need to do in the gym and on the field, broken down into daily workout splits. We give you rest days, we give you conditioning days, and we show full speed examples of each drill and picture examples of each exercise. Check out that very first link below if you're interested. I'll see you guys next time.